Hello everyone, welcome back to MK Studios. If you hear a saw noise, my grandparents are having a couple spruce trees removed from the front yard right now, so no idea if you can hear that or not, but it shouldn't be too bad. Anyways, today, as you can see, we're doing bio drawings. I had a project for biology where we had to make all the body systems into one congruent thing. It was pretty fun. I'll see if I can throw in some pictures from here. I can ask my friends. Anyways, so it's the end of the year. It's June. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Be gay, commit crimes, or whatever. Anyways, so Cadets is done, which is great. For Cadet Band, we did our presentation, which was really fun. I enjoyed doing it. It was honestly, it was just practice, which I think is great. My dad says it's a good thing that it was just practice. I got an award for, it was just, what was it? I don't have it with me. It was Bandsman of the Year. But the funny thing about the awards, is so instead of doing what we did, so the previous year, we had our mess dinner at the end of the year where it's all the cadets are there, the parents are there, and then you do the awards there. It's honestly probably much easier. I liked it better just because I didn't have to stay standing for however long. It wasn't too long, but it was not preferred. How about that? But me and my brother are both in cadets, right? We're both in band, and our rank, so he's a flight corporal, I'm a flight sergeant. And mind you, where we were at one of the arenas in St. Albert, just because there's more space to do stuff in there. And it's really hard to hear in there. The louder something is, because the acoustics are absolute crap, but with band it's fine. But because it was so hard to hear, all I heard for one of the awards was flight Koyage, which, as you know, my last name. And so I go up. It wasn't me. It was my brother. But then I got the other one. But it was fine. It was oh, wrong Koyage. Everyone laughed. It's fine. It's oh well. I still got something, but yeah, everyone had a laugh about that. Anyways, then we had our FTX after training year officially ended, because that was ACR. And that was fun. I got to bring my knife, which is just under regulation sizing. So preferably there's supposed to be lock, the ones that you pull out, the foldable ones. I don't have one of those. I have a steel blade with a sheath that is almost 6 inches. I measured it 3 times just to make sure that is the maximum length it's allowed to be, which I find really funny. And so when I brought it in, so I clarified with one of the seniors, and I was like, hey, is this allowed? Is this okay? And he's like, oh, it looks good to me. Does it have a sheath? Does the sheath have he asked about a solid piece in the back, just so that it doesn't move around. Does it have a safety thing? It just has a snap over the, what is it called, the hilt. And so I get there, it's the next day in the evening. We have to get there for the FTX, which I don't know if I mentioned already, stands for field training exercise. So I get there and he's like, okay, let me see. And then he checks it. It's yeah, okay, that's good. And then he says, and I quote, it might not be exact, but it's pretty close. If I have to perform first aid on you because of that knife, I'm going to be very upset. And I'm like, okay. It was magical. But yeah, I didn't cut myself. I did some whittling. It was mostly just sharpening some sticks and breaking them and then pushing them into the ground, just because it was fun. And then on Saturday, so the last day, so it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Friday evening to Sunday afternoon is when we got back. Yeah, we got back at 4 or something. I don't remember. But we also had an activity for the level 3s and 4s, excuse me, where we we're making hoochies, which is a type of tent. It's like you take some paracord or string and you tie it between two trees, and then you put your tarp or your, what do we have? I forget what they are, but it's like a tarp, round things that zip together, and then you tie them then you just set it up like a tent, and then they're usually pretty low. Depending on how wide you stance them, you can have like they can be 1 or 2 or 3 people, preferably 2, I think, because we were gonna sleep outside, but the area that we got there was a bunch of poison ivy. That's like why we weren't allowed to go in the woods. And so there was a bunch of poison ivy, there were so many anthills, and just no one really wanted to do it because it was really windy. So we didn't. I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, but no one else from my cabin wanted to, which is kind of sad, but oh well. Oh yeah, other thing about that, we did a couple search and rescue activities, because why not, I guess that was like the thing for the weekend. But we had 4 of the seniors go, for the first one, we had 4 of the seniors go and hide, and then everyone was split up into 4 groups and go find them and then treat them, because we did like a bunch of classes on first aid and stuff. Oh, I think they stopped cutting the tree stuff. I don't know. Anyways, so the one guy was, what was he? They're all warrant officers, so I can't really differentiate them. One of them was our warrant officer first class, though. Oh yeah, there were 2 unconscious, which were right close to each other. 2 weren't, but the one, he had heat stroke. Not actually, but like in the scenario. What was his name? King Tyrilius III or something? Like, they all had stage names. And then the other guy was Patrick. They both had something not right with their head, because one was delusional and the other, I think, was hallucinating, which is always fun. And then the other 2, which were on the other side of the area that we were all in, out at Camp Wright. Oh my goodness, I just ripped a hole in my sock. Whoopsie doodles. Well, that's fun. I can fix that later. Anyways, then the other 2 were unconscious. One had a broken leg, and then the other, and probably like a spine or back injury. But I think for both times, because they switched it up for the second time, because they didn't want to switch the spots. But the one group like killed them, because, like, air quotes on that, but they would not have survived if they had actually been in that situation, because they were jostling Chief. Chief is another name for warrant officer first class. They were jostling him around so bad, it's like, dude, that's not good. They were not supporting his neck at all. I was there as, like, because I'm a flight sergeant, I was appointed cabin senior when we got there, pretty much, like in the evening, which was fun. It's fine. It's pretty chill, actually. But then I was like a control group, it was me and 2 other of the seniors, or just 1 for the first time and then 2 for the next time, where we just go to each of the groups and make sure they're doing stuff. And then the control groups, we only had we had 6 people and only 2 radios. Which, thank goodness, and the other guy who had the radio, like, left the 2 people he was supposed to be taking care of, or, like, staying with, which was annoying, because I'm like, excuse me, what? Because how are we supposed to find you if you 2 get lost? Hello? And then the second one, after that switch, had to find one of the officers' brother. Yeah, we had to find her brother who was hiding in the woods. That was my group, and then the other half of the squadron that was there, like our squadron, went to find 2 of the warrant officers. Same ones that had heat stroke. They were like together, sort of. So I was in one group, my brother was in the other. Him and a friend got lost, actually, which I think is kind of funny. It was not funny, I was really upset about it. Yeah, they got lost. At least they were stuck together. But yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened. And then we got home. Bada bing, bada boom. And then today's Monday. Yeah. So this past Saturday was our year-end barbecue plus the cadet orienteering activity, which was like, it's where you get into groups and then someone has a compass and then you get coordinates and you have to, you get your bearings, so however many degrees, however many meters you have to go. So, and my group was actually the first to get done, so that was pretty fun. And then there was the barbecue after where it was just we do it every year, the year-end barbecue. It's for the cadets, but it's unrelated to the training thing. They just end up on the same day, just because it's easier. Oh yeah, it was pouring rain the whole time when we were doing the orienteering, and then it cleared up for the barbecue. It's wow, it's so silly. It's annoying. But I had fun. I did face paint. I did last year. It's very fun. I painted my friend as Spider-Man because I kind of messed his up last year. And then I painted another one of my friends in level 1. She wanted to be a cat. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a cat. She was so excited about it. I think it was pretty good. And then my friend, he wanted just some flowers on his face, at the end, which was cutesy. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's happened to me. And I don't have classes today because it's exam week officially. So I have bio test tomorrow, then English A on Wednesday, then English Part B Thursday afternoon instead of in the morning, which is kind of weird. So it's morning, afternoon, and then I don't have my chem exam until next Tuesday, which is that's so silly. Imagine that happening. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be chilling pretty much. Obviously studying, but But yeah, also one of my friends in one of the Discord servers I'm in was I'm like, hey, what should I talk about in this video? And they're like, how about which breed of dog tastes the best? I'm like, what? And another one just popped up. Let me just see it again. What way to gamble is the most efficient way to lose all your money? So, comment down below, I guess? I'm not sure if I want to see the answers to those, but have a good day. See y'all in the next one. Likes if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, I guess, and see y'all later.